What's up, people? Welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. On today's video, we're going to be doing a deep dive into Rasmus Hojlund, and we're going to attempt to answer the question, Rasmus Hojlund to Manchester United, what is all the hype about? Please do smash a like on the video, please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's jump straight into it. So for anybody who is unaware, Rasmus Hojlund is a 20-year-old Danish striker who plays football for Atalanta in Serie A. Last season, he got 9 goals and 4 assists in 32 matches, but it is worth noting that quite a lot of those appearances were off the bench. So if you actually look at his stats by minutes played, he averages a goal or an assist every other game. So quite good stats for a 20-year-old who only joined Atalanta last season. This was his first year in an elite league after coming from the Danish league prior to that. He's also got 6 goals for Denmark in the European qualifiers, which I think is really, really impressive. Some of his key attributes that I wanted to jump into are he's very, very physical. He's very difficult to get the ball off, and he's good at holding up the play. He's got great goal scoring ability. He is the true essence of a number 9. He's in the box. He pulls people out of position and he gets shots off. Very, very dangerous in the box and somebody that you definitely do not want to be playing up against. In my opinion, he's the true number 9, and he's someone that Manchester United have not had for many, many years. I think he's kind of similar to a kind of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Obviously, when Zlatan was younger, he's that similar kind of striker. You know, he's very tall, he's very aggressive, he's very good on the ball. He can link up play, he's technical, he's got skills. He pulls people out of position, he drifts into midfield. He does everything, this guy. He's not just a really fast player who gets in behind and scores. That's not his game style. He has a lot more to his game than just your kind of average, really quick striker who gets in, gets the ball and kicks it in the goal. He's great at positioning as well, which is something that I think is really, really interesting for someone of such a young age. As I said, he's only just turned 20, and to be that aware of his position, where he needs to be, being in the right place at the right time, that is something that does take years to develop. So for somebody so young to already be so aware is obviously a really, really good attribute to have. His movement around the box is elite and very, very difficult to defend against. And he's extremely good with his weak foot, which again is good. You know, if the ball comes into the box, he can take a shot on his weak foot. He's not always reliant on his good foot. He's great at linking up play as well and drifting out wide. He doesn't always just stay in the box. He will sometimes run out to the right. He'll run out to the left. He'll sometimes drop into the midfield, which is also really, really helpful because that will free up space. That will allow Rashford to get in behind. You know, if Rasmus Hojlund takes 2 defenders with him and kind of drops back a bit, and then Marcus Rashford gets in behind, that's exactly what we need. Or Anthony gets in behind. My only maybe concern here is we don't have anybody who's ever really in the box. The amount of times when people put crosses in or balls come into the box and there was no one ever there to get it, I don't know whether that would maybe allow Rashford to come into the box more. You know, if he knows that Hojlund's going to drift out to wide, I think it could be quite good. I really do like the idea of having a versatile front three. So it's not like Rasmus Hojlund just stays in the penalty box and doesn't move. I like the idea of him and Rashford kind of rotating and moving around and keeping the defenders on their toes and confusing the opponent's manager because they ultimately don't know whether Rashford's the striker or Hojlund's the striker, and they're both drifting out. They're both sometimes in the middle. I do really, really like that idea. And with him being elite at link-up play, he's very good at getting the ball. He's very good at keeping it and then passing it off to other players. You know, he's not a kick the ball long and I'll chase it and score type player. He is somebody who can hold up the play, pass the ball around and, you know, build the attack. He does drop into deeper positions, which drag defenders out of position, which again I think is a really, really good attribute to have. It ultimately allows the team to create space, which is something really, really important. You know, especially for Manchester United, I think a lot of our gameplay has been very, very reliant on counter-attacking football, and it is something that I want to see changing into the next season under Erik ten Hag. And I do think having a player like him will really, really help in that scenario. I think Weghorst was kind of a similar player in the sense that he wasn't fast, but he was quite good at holding up the ball and passing it. But obviously, Rasmus Hojlund is a much better player than Weghorst, in my opinion. But I do feel that somebody like this as the striker is what we need. I think we've got the pace on the left with Rashford. We've obviously got Anthony, who's got pace and got skill. We do need somebody in the box, you know, as the number 9 who is versatile, can link up the play, can bring other people into the game. I do think that's really, really important. Another thing that's super, super special about Rasmus Hojlund is his height and his physicality. And that is why I link him to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I think he's 6'2", 6'3". He's very, very tall. He's very, very physical. He's able to absorb the impact from players. So if people kick it long, say Onana tries to find him, he can bring the ball down. He can, you know, he can ward off the enemy defenders, and he can then pick a pass and pass it on to somebody else. He's not somebody, as I said, who strictly just relies on the ball being played through and him running onto it. That's not his game style. His game style is ball to feet, bring it to him, bring other people into the game, and then he'll usually make a run into the box and get on the end of it. So yeah, really, really good. He's very, very agile as well. For somebody of that height, usually those types of players are a bit clunky, if you know what I mean. The taller players aren't particularly good with the ball. They sometimes, you know, will get the ball cut under their feet, etc., etc. You think of people like Peter Crouch, etc. Like, you pass the ball to Peter Crouch and he wouldn't be able to do anything with it. But yeah, Rasmus Hojlund, he's very, very agile, and that's why I again linked him to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, because even though Zlatan was tall and physical and not the fastest striker in the world, he was very, very agile. He was good on the ball. You know, he wasn't a clunky 6-foot+ striker. His technical ability is absolutely elite, I think, for a player of his height as well. Again, somebody of that height, sometimes they can be clunky on the ball, but he is very technically gifted. And I do think it's something that can be improved as well. I think he can add more elements to his game, most definitely. Although he isn't the fastest player in the world, he is still quick. He's not slow. He obviously isn't as quick as like an Mbappe or a Rashford, but he is still fast and he is strong, and he will probably be able to get past most defenders in the Premier League, you know, bar maybe a couple who will be able to match him for pace. But generally, he is quick. He is able to, you know, beat people, run past people, run onto balls. But generally, that's not his game type, although he can do it. So as I said, I would link him to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I think they're very, very similar. Obviously, Zlatan is a far better player of what he's achieved in his career. But at his age, I think if he develops right, he could go on to somebody like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, to look at the negatives of this deal, I think one thing he really, really needs to improve is his aerial ability. He doesn't get many goals with headers, and for somebody who's 6'3", 6'2", and obviously is a striker, a number 9, and tall and physical, he needs to be able to get more headers in. Now, the one thing I did want to bring up on this point is Rashford used to be terrible at heading the ball. He'd always close his eyes and it would go over the bar, right? Ever since Benny McCarthy came in, the new striker coach at Manchester United, Marcus Rashford suddenly starts scoring headers. So I'm really, really excited about what Benny McCarthy, the striker coach, can do with Rasmus Hojlund, because I do think he can turn him into an elite striker. I really, really do. And I'm very, very excited about how he'll develop and grow. Now, I'm not expecting him to come in and be scoring 30 goals like Harry Kane or Haaland. I would expect around 15 goals in his first season for Manchester United. Obviously, the price is a lot, 60 million euros. It's a very, very big fee. But for somebody who has this much potential and has so many skills to his game already at such a young age, I think it definitely is a decision and a move that Manchester United should be progressing. There is other clubs interested in him. Reportedly, PSG are also going to table a bid. But if you're unaware, Rasmus Hojlund is a boyhood Manchester United fan and apparently has already agreed personal terms with Manchester United. That was reported by Fabrizio Romano. As always, guys, I would love to get your opinions on this Rasmus Hojlund deal. I hope this video has been insightful and you've got a bit of a better understanding of how he plays, a bit about his stats, and a bit more clarity on what he'll actually bring to Manchester United. I do think he's versatile. I do think he can give us lots of options. And I don't just see him as this person who you plonk in the box and they header it in and that's kind of it. He has way more to his game than that. He has a lot of attributes that I think will absolutely massively improve Manchester United next season. And we're absolutely crying out for a player like Rasmus Hojlund. So for me, it's a definite yes. Let's hope we get this deal done. I hope this video has helped you to understand what all the hype is about and why we're going for him. It really has been fun researching this and watching more of his play. As always, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to seeing your comments in the comment section below on what you think about his game, whether you think we should sign him, maybe there's somebody else you'd like to bring to the club. Do let me know in the comment section. I do look forward to seeing them, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Lots of love. Peace out.